The quest was long and perilous, but you, dear Cripple Crew, are worth it. So we persevered, and finally the struggle paid off, and we found the elusive budget premium knife. Or is it a premium budget knife? I don't know. You tell me. But you're going to want to see this. Stick around. What's up, Cripple Crew? EDC with DBD, disabled but deadly, and I've got a real special one to you today coming in from the folks at North Mountain Blade, who were kind enough to send this in for review. And I'm very excited to show you what might be the most premium budget knife I have seen. Before I get into this, make sure that you stab that like button, like you mean it. /subscribe. I'd love to have you here, and you're not going to want to miss all the dope knife and EDC content I have coming your way. Also, drop a comment below. Let me know what's in your pockets. All right. So, I will be linking North Mountain Blade down below so you can check them out. And one thing I want to point out real quick is they had DHL mishandle a box of their knives, a shipment of their knives, including some of their premium knives. They had 38 different knives, individual knives, that are listed on the website right now for 50% off. So those are going to go fast. These are premium knives that are well worth it, and they're coming in at half price. There's even some $50 versions of the knife I'm going to show you right now. So, when I opened the package from North Mountain, this was in there, as was this. So in this bag was this silver North Mountain Blade cloth, some knife oil, which has a nice looking lid on it compared to the one that was sent by another brand. If you've seen my me put together those kits, you know. And they put it in its own individual bag so it doesn't get on anything else. That's how you ship knife oil. They also included, I love this, I can't read what they say on them. I don't read Japanese, but I know we're getting some like antiseptic swabs and 2 Band-Aids. I love it. I love when a knife company sends you Band-Aids. And then we also got this green paracord in the bag. But this is your knife case, and you open it up and you're greeted with your HRC certificate. I think that is awesome. You know that they're getting this steel to 61 HRC. You get a tool for taking apart the knife, which is always nice when they include that. And it looks, like it fits a standard 1/4 inch driver. So you could put this in any driver as well, or you can just travel. You could throw this in your pouch. I might as well open this up. Throw this in your pouch and have enough of a hand tool to actually work with something. We get another North Mountain cloth. Let's see this one. We get the black one, and this one is a bit smaller. So this is, again, perfect to throw in a pouch. Very small, easy to keep on you to keep your knife clean, your glasses clean. And then we have our knife. That is so cool. We're going to leave that out. Here's the snaps on that. And we're looking at green G10 and obviously a button lock with a flipper. Most of the blade is situated in that inside of that handle and gives a very sleek profile. We're 4.5 inches long closed. Green G10 that is not technically contoured, I guess, because this part is flat, but these edges are rounded off, chamfered so nicely that it feels contoured in hand. Nested liners that are skeletonized, and then we've got this brass colored backspacer that shows us right away that this blade is centered. It takes some balls to put that type of backspacer on a button lock and know that your centering is going to be right on all of them, because it's going to show right off the bat. As soon as you look at it, it'll look funny if it's off-centered. On the show side, we've only got one screw, which is very nice. And then on this side, we've just got the same screw, the pivot, and then the 2 pocket screws. And it looks like everything, that's why they included one tool, everything. Yes. So this T8 works everything. Your pocket screws included. That is awesome, North Mountain. T8's all around. I like to see that because I have had a T6 strip on me and had to drill it out. Not a deep carry clip, but it looks like it's super tight and it sounds super tight, but it does go in and out of the pocket very well. The shape of it just works, and it gives me a little bit to grab and pull out. All right, enough of that. That's what we came to see. What we're looking at is a 3.5 inch Tanto blade made with San Mai technique and SLD-Magic blade steel for your edge, your core, or Hagane layer in the San Mai. Your Jigani layer, your outer layer, is stainless steel, but the core layer for your edge is SLD-Magic, which is a tool steel that's known for toughness. It doesn't chip easily, and also wear resistance. It holds an edge very well. This Tanto point comes down to the pivot, so it's not going to be hard to use that point. And even though this is a little closer to the Japanese style of Tanto, we do still have a little bit of a secondary point, a secondary tip that we can use to open packages and such. Oh, that looks so beautiful with they call it the 3-layer gloss finish, and it looks beautiful in person. So San Mai is a Japanese technique that dates to around 1300 AD that means 3 layers. 3 flat things is how it translates, but in blade making it means 3 layers. And you have one... Wiggles, enough. You can wait, Wiggles. You have your one higher carbon steel that's for your edge retention, and then you had your 2 lower carbon, softer steels for the outside. And now we use stainless outer layers. And North Mountain Blade, they make some of their knives in Japan and some in China, but they're all inspired by Japanese style and Japanese techniques. And their knives, most of their knives are higher end and premium knives, but they offer the Chop 2 in G10 at a budget price. And you can pick this up with the San Mai SLD-Magic Blade for only $72 with discount code DBD. That's crazy to me because this feels like a premium knife when it's in your hand. The G10 is finished so well, and the blade itself, obviously looks premium. And let's check the edge on that SLD Magic. Coming to us at 61 HRC. Oh yes, it's plenty sharp. So I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to slice with this layer. I can't do it. I don't know how to get that angle. But your flat edge here, where, as you can see, has a deep hollow grind. They originally dropped these with a flat grind, and customers asked for a hollow. So you've got a hollow here on the straight edge of the blade, and then after you curve up towards the tip, that's a flat grind. So you've got thinner here for sliciness, and then thicker up at the tip for strength. And you can also see that this wedge only runs up to here, and then it runs back out to give you plenty of piercing power. So this knife being a 4.5 inch grip, or 4.5 inch handle, I can easily get a 4-finger grip on it. And this sharpening choil, is just big enough for like a trigger pull choke up. But the knife is comfortable in a hammer or a saber grip. It's neutral enough that it's easy to turn it around to cut straps. Also, in the Beef Jerky Avenger grip, my thumb caps that butt end really well, and I'm locked in on the other side of the flipper tab. I'm not going to go past that flipper tab and hit the blade. I'm very safe. I have a very safe distance and barrier from me to that blade if I'm avenging my beef jerky. If I turn it around for a raking motion, I can still cap that butt off really well. The pocket clip locks in right in here in my hand, and I'm still a good distance away from that blade. So it is definitely Beef Jerky Avenger approved, but very comfortable for day-to-day slicing tasks. So this is a fantastic EDC Tanto. Doubles as a self-defense tactical Tanto. And again, only $72 after discount code DBD. That's crazy. This blade steel technique and just the feel of this knife feels like it's over $100 knife. It's one of the nicest feeling sub $100 knives that I have. If I was going to nitpick anything, there's very little to nitpick with the fact that, they skeletonized and inset the liners. The handles are very comfortable, very minimal hardware, and what there is all T8. But I would say they could have brought the plunge line back a little bit, but you do still have some room to sharpen before a smile. And your stop pin is behind the flipper tab if you need to cut another one in. Speaking of that flipper tab, even though it's pretty minimal, and it's not the most grippy jimping, it works very well. But one nitpick that I would have, it works great for the light switch or the push button, and you just saw the nitpick that I would have. It feels like the spring tension in this button lock isn't very strong, because it doesn't give me much of a resistance to flipping out, so that it doesn't build up any resistance before it pops out. So if I don't give it enough of a flip, it doesn't come all the way out. This flipper tab it's pretty level with the pivot instead of being above the pivot, so it's going to require a little more force to swing that blade out, and there's just no resistance to me building up any pressure before it comes out. So if you know that, then you can get it out every single time, because you just give it a little extra oomph. And it doesn't take a lot. You just have to think about it. If you just try to limp it out, it's not going to let you build that pressure up first. So you just need to give it all at once. Other than that, I mean, even the jimping is well placed and useful. And this isn't meant to be a finger choil. It's meant to be a sharpening choil. So I'm not going to complain about that. I would say it's just a little bit better sharpening choil, and a little more tension before this blade pops out would make this a 10 out of 10. As is, I am very impressed so far. I've been carrying the knife for a few days now. That wasn't the first time I've cut with it, but I'm going to carry it more, and I will give you guys an in-depth review with my thoughts on this SLD Magic and how the blade holds up after I've spent some time with it. But after carrying it for a few days, flipping it a lot, because it is very satisfying to flip out and bring back in. It's very fun and fidgety. And as you can see, I don't fail it at all, because I just give it a little more, I know, and so it's very fidgety. I think it's very comfortable in hand for any of your tasks, and I think that it feels to me like it's built to last. It's very premium feeling. Your lockup is very solid, up and down, left and right. And of course, you saw how centered that is. I think it's awesome that you know the HRC on your knife, and they include a lot of goodies for a $72 knife. I would recommend adding this to just about any collection. If you like Tantos, you're covered. If you like, Japanese traditional styling, you're covered. If you just like solid EDC knives, you're covered. If you're looking for a tactical self-defense knife, they got you. So, check out North Mountain Blade. I'll link their store below with all of their knives. Don't forget they've got that 50% off on the shipment damaged items. And each one of them has individual pictures so you can see the damage. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about the North Mountain Blade Chop 2. Stay safe. Stay frosty. Stay deadly.